Everybody wants a high converting landing page. We want more sales and more leads. But the problem is our landing page may not be converting as well as we think it should. For some reason, people are not clicking, they're not taking action. The truth is that most people will spend about 2 to 3 seconds on your landing page and bounce off. And the reason why they bounce off is because it's not connecting with them. So in this video, I'm going to show you the 3 key elements that you need to have on your landing page above the fold so they stay, scroll, and take action. Let's go. For a landing page to be highly effective, we need to understand the mindset of people when they're searching for any product or any services across any industries. And those 3 questions are, is this for me? Can I trust you? And how is this going to make my life better? And why many landing pages fail is because they don't address those questions above the fold. But if your landing page addresses those questions, you just gave them a reason to stay. So when people arrive on your landing page, there are 2 things that they're going to notice immediately before anything else. They're going to see the image and the headline. And if these 2 do their job, then they'll notice the 3rd element, which is the call to action. So let me show you the process that I go through to build a landing page so you can do it on your own. And at the end, I'll evaluate some real live example of landing pages so you can see the impact on a real business. So before I start searching for images or pictures, which can be a real rabbit hole, I need to know who is asking the question, is this for me? And specifically what I want to know is what is their pain, what is their issue, and what is their challenge that had them seek that product or service in the first place. So let's unpack this and let's use me as an example. Let's say that I'm looking for a personal trainer and let's make some assumptions. So first, I might be over 30 years old and I might be slightly overweight. And let's say that my pain is that I'm worried about my health. My issue is that I am embarrassed that my pants don't fit anymore because I've been wearing pajamas for the last 6 months. And my challenge is that I have very low motivation. I'm not really self-motivated when it comes to exercise. And those are just assumptions, right? But we need to have those assumptions if we want to build a great landing page. And those assumptions will guide the type of pictures and the message that we will have on the landing page. So what kind of picture or image would work for a guy like me? The mistake that many landing pages do is they'll pick a picture that is beautiful, but it's completely disconnected to the target audience. It makes you look good, but I can't connect to it. Based on my pain, issue, and challenge, if you put a guy that is in his 30s, that's got a 6-pack and huge biceps, is going to be completely disconnected to what I think I can do, and it's going to be a little intimidating. And this trainer may be the best trainer in town. He may even be the best for me, but just based on the picture, I'm gonna think that's probably not for me, and I'm gonna bounce.
You know what, dude? I'm out of here.
But if I can see myself in the image or the results that I'm looking for, then you have my attention. Now let's play with a headline. Based on my pain, issue, and challenge, the headline needs to speak to me. I need to see the headline and say, you get me. So here is my recommendation to connect with someone like me with that pain, issue, and challenge. The headline should read, get fit and healthy. And the sub-headline should say something like, with a simple program to keep you on track. With that headline and an image that I can see myself, now you have my full attention. And this is very important because this is the first step in establishing trust. If you get me, then I'm gonna trust you. Now what's left is the 3rd element above the fold. It is a great call to action. But you could still lose me with a lousy call to action like more information or get started or book now. Like, get started what? I don't know what I'm starting and I don't want more information. That's a lousy call to action. Your call to action needs to be intentional and guide me to what is the next step in doing business with you. And when I work with a client, I'll ask them, what is the first step of doing business with you? And they'll rarely say, well, it's learn more or more information. It's something like, what we schedule an initial consultation. And I'm like, there you have it. That's your call to action. It's schedule a free consultation. That is a call to action that is intentional. It tells me exactly what I'm going to get and what is the first step in initiating contact with you. So now let's evaluate and compare landing pages based on what we just did for me after I searched for personal trainer near me. And then before we jump in, bear in mind that this is my laptop using Google, so it knows who I am and where I am. So this is the first page that came up after I searched for personal trainer near me. Can you guess whether this image is going to connect with me? Yeah, right? I mean, there's nothing wrong with that image, but based on my profile with my pain, my issue, and my challenge, I'm not going to connect with this and I'm going to bounce out. Even before I looked at anything else, I'm not even looking at the title or your call to action, but just based on the image, I'm gone. But for the sake of argument, let's just say that I don't bounce out and I'm going to now look at the headline. It says, personal training, at home or outdoors, your goals, your schedule starting at just $29 a session. So let's unpack this, right? So the first thing is personal training. Well, you're kind of like stating the obvious, right? I was actually looking for personal trainers, so why are you saying it there? Why are you using precious real estate to tell me what you do? I already know what you do. Right? But overall, that headline and subheadline is not addressing any of my issues, pain, and challenges. And finally, the call to action. Find your match. I'm like, that's kind of weird though, right? I mean, isn't that like online dating? I mean, for me, that's what it triggers. So again, that's not really a powerful call to action because I don't know that I want to find a match. I just want you to solve my problems. And that CTA doesn't do it. So overall for this page, I'll be gone in 2 seconds or less. Here is the second landing page. So I immediately like the silent video in the background. It's dynamic, it's diverse, and it shows context. But it could definitely speak to my low motivation challenge. But they all look young and already in shape, which is not my case. So, but it's kind of like okay. So now let's look at the headline, and it says in big bold letter in the middle, raise your standards. Are you implying that my standards are low? And then underneath that it says low impact HITT classes have arrived at One Fitness. That doesn't work for a headline because that is about the company. It's not about me. Your headline needs to speak to them, not about your company. So I'm going to say that that headline is not very effective because even though we could say, okay, raise your standard about my low motivation, this is one way that I could take this, but the sub-headline is not effective at all. So I'm just going to give this one a meh. So the other thing that would have me bounce off of this page is the CTA, book now. Honestly, I'm not quite ready for that. You haven't built your case yet with me in terms of addressing what is my pain, my issue, and my challenge for me to be ready to book now. Like, that's way too direct. So while the video is okay, the title and the call to action are rather ineffective to get me to convert and be interested in finding more about your company, and the chances are that I'm going to bounce out. And here's the third result of my query, this landing page, and I can tell you honestly, I can already connect with the picture in the background because I can see myself in this older dude with a white beard. That could be me. And it probably should be me. This guy looks in much better shape than I am. Now, the headline, specializing in men and women 40 and over, is not really addressing all of my pain, issue, and challenge, but at least it's hitting my demographic, my age group, so it feels like it's talking to me. And the subheadline that says medical injuries and infirmities welcome, while it's not addressing my challenge and my pain, it's actually talking to my issue about being healthy. So it's hitting it slightly, but it's doing a much better job than the other two headlines. Now let's move on to the third and final component of that landing page, which is the CTA. And interestingly enough, their CTA is a form with a big bold phone number right above. And I think that that's very smart because some people may be ready to fill out the form because they want to find out a little bit more, but some others may be ready to go and want to call someone immediately. So I love that the dual CTA that addresses two kinds of people where they are. Now, the only thing I would do to that form is I would probably remove two fields. I will ask you the question, do you need the email or the phone number? What's more valuable for you? Because forms are a lot more effective at capturing leads when there's less fields than when there is more. And the question with the two dots in the bottom, have you worked with a personal trainer in the past? I would take this out. That's a question that you ask when the person calls you and you have them on the phone. That's a pre-qualification question. That does not belong in a call to action form on your landing page. If you don't want to waste time and money on ads, your landing page needs to connect with your target audience. The right image with the right headline that addresses their pain, issue, and challenge, and a call to action that is intentional, as in the first step of doing business with you, will dramatically improve the performance of your landing page and you'll convert a lot more people. Now, I would recommend that you watch this video. Give me a thumbs up if you got value out of this video, and please subscribe before you go. And until next time, ciao.